Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm creating a layout for the Cut to You design team. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with these two cut files from Cut to You. If you are interested in these beautiful cut files from Gwen, please check out the shop below. I'll have each cut file that I used today linked. So I'm going to use two cut files today for this layout, and one of them is called Spooky Season Digital Cut File, and it is the title that I have cut. I cut this title, so I resized it in Cricut Design Space to 11¼ inches wide so that it would fit on my page. And then I took this spider web, and it is called Halloween 2 Digital Cut File in the shop, and I sized that down to 6 inches. So that's where we're going to be starting today. I already backed my cut file so that we could be nice and quick today, and I did that with this 6x6 paper pad. I love 6x6 for backing cut files because the like size of the images on the papers are smaller, and so they just look really nice on the cut files. So this is the one I used. It's old. I don't know. It doesn't have a date that I can see. It's from Prima. Anyway, yeah. So I used a pink spider web paper for Spooky, except for my two ghosts. I did those in a white pumpkin pattern. And then I did Season in this diagonal stripe, and I really like how that turned out. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use a white background this time. I am going to set that aside. That was just so that you could kind of see what I was working with. And I am going to bring in a, this is like, I don't know if this is definitely wood grain on the back, but I wanted to use this side. And I guess it's kind of a wood grain, but it's also kind of I don't know, maybe it could be like stone or something. And I have that cut down to 11, I think 11¼ no, 11½. 11½ by 11½. That's what I did. So that it's 1/4 inch on all four sides. So I'm going to glue that down first and get, actually, do I want to do that first? Maybe not. Maybe I want to get these on first in case there's little bits that I want to cut down from there. So I did put some foam tape on the back of my cut file here just to add some dimension. And I like the tape roll for these title cut files, just because it's narrow enough to fit in the small spaces of the letters, but it's also not as finicky as like the dots, the adhesive foam dots. And so that is what I used. I think this one is from Scrapbooks by, no, Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L, I think it's called. It's just a giant roll of foam tape. And I love it. It works just great. I did buy a no-name one from Scotch, and I used it all, but it started to yellow a little bit, so I decided to go back to the scrapbooking version, the ones that were made by someone who designs scrapbook adhesives, just in case, you know, just to keep things cleaner. These ones don't seem to yellow while I work through them, so hopefully that means that they're gonna last longer. That's my plan. Anyways, and I don't know how everybody else backs their cut files. I know there's a way to like do it on the Cricut, but I just like flip the paper, flip the cut file, trace the inside and the outside of the letter, and then I cut it out and then I glue it on the back. I think that works just good for me. I know everybody does it a little bit differently. And I really appreciate that Gwen makes these beautiful Halloween cut files for those of us who do celebrate Halloween. I know that not everybody does, so that's really nice. And I also love that some of the lines have some pink in them, and some of them don't. Like I was getting kind of bored of the orange and black and green and purple color combo, so I kind of like that this one's a bit different than that. So I'm not going to push that down too hard yet because I want to get some glue on here. I'm just going to grab, what do I have here? Just the back of an envelope maybe. And I'm going to just put some glue on that. I'm going to use some wet glue. This is Scotch Tacky Glue in a fine line bottle. I get both of them mostly on Amazon. Sometimes if I run out unexpectedly, I'll run to Michael's for the tacky glue. You can buy it there too, but mostly I order it. I don't go into Michael's very often anymore. I don't find they have much of what I'm looking for. Actually, you know what I go there for more than crafting is my office supply stuff, because I like pretty stuff. So like my planner for work, and some of the decor in my office is from there. Yeah, that's what I've been in there for most often lately. Not for crafts. I guess mostly because I'm a paper crafter and that doesn't seem to be on their priority list. They don't have a ton of paper crafting supplies. Not at the one by my house anyway. I don't know about others. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to tuck it up. I'm not going to put it right in the center. I'm going to put it on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to lift these a little. And I want it to be a little bit angled, but not like crazy. There we go. A little bit under him. Now I feel like I need to add glue to that because it came up a bit. Looks like I pulled my ghosty away from his paper. I don't know what I did to the ghosts, but somehow I didn't trace them properly or something, because there is a couple of, like, there's an error right here where it doesn't quite match up. But I don't know. Can't always be on our A game, I guess. But you know what? In the big scheme of things, nobody's going to notice because it's, yeah, it looks fine. It's just sometimes those little details that I'm like, what? How did I miss that? So there we go. We got our title, Spooky Season, the Spooky Season digital cut file from Cut to You Design. And I have two cute little photos of my granddaughter's first Halloween, and her mom stuck her in the pumpkin and put a little sign that says, "Trick or treat, smell my feet." So I thought that was pretty cute. So that's going on here. I think right there. I'm going to just leave those for a minute while I figure stuff out. I also have punched a tab with this, I think it's EK Success punch. That's just, you know, simple. I like to have the simple shapes tabs to help me embellish my layouts. So I think that's gonna go there. I might cut it because when I fold these ones, they look nice going this way, but when I put them this way, they don't always look the way I want. So I think I'm going to cut that instead of folding. And there we go. There. So that is going to go up there, and I think that's where I'm going to put my date. And I'm just going to tuck this extra one in the back. So I just use, when I use a 6x6 paper pad, I just use a leftover, like when I'm finished with my 6x12 stuff or 6x8 packaging, I keep it and then I stick it to the back of my 6x6 paper pads to hold my scraps. So that's what's that. And so yeah, I'm just gonna stick that in there. And I think I'm going to ink around the edges. I did use Black Soot Distress ink on the outside edge of my patterned paper background. So that's what I'm going to put on here as well. My ATG. And stick that down. I think I set my date in advance. And it should fit on there. So I'm just going to use the Black Soot with that as well. It should still work. There we go. And let's see, what else do I want to put on here? I also want some journaling. So I have punched again with, I think, an EK also. Let's see. Yes, it is. So it's just this little ticket punch. And like I said, I like the basic shapes because they help me to embellish with just plain paper. And I think, can I put that there maybe? I'm going to leave it just like that for a minute. I also want to bring in some of these pumpkins. I think I just got these at the dollar store. Dollar Tree maybe. And they have like this really bold pink, and I'm going to try to not use those ones because I don't feel like I really want the bold pink, but I think the orange goes with, no, this is not straight, is it? Uh-oh. But I think it's stuck. Okay, well, we're gonna cover up the fact that it's not straight by throwing some pumpkins on there. So I have that pumpkin, and I'm gonna put a pink one as well. There we go. And then I think I'll do this orange and pink bundle up here to bring that same kind of color and image. There we go. And then up here to bring that same color, I'm gonna just grab a couple of the stars. This one doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay, good. Maybe I want my journaling here. No, because it's covering my ghostie's head. I don't like that. Okay, what do we think? Okay, so before we go too much further, I think I'm just gonna flip this one over and see if that web and that, I think that one lined up okay. What do we got on the web side? Just a little bit of a overlap there, so I'm just gonna clip that off. And I'm gonna put some adhesive on the back of my 11.5 by 11.5 sheet. I'm gonna stick that down. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. Hope that it turns out nicely. I'm gonna get my photos down. And I just used a patterned paper from that same 6x6 paper pad to back my photos or map my photos. And I used the Starry Sky side of the paper, not the colorful side. You could just use black cardstock too. And then I'm going to get my journaling tucked in there on my little ticket here. Okay, and I think that's pretty close to the end there. I just have, so I punched this little pink heart. I don't know, just out of a scrap. I don't know if I'm going to use it. There's a lot of pink happening here already, and I don't want to start a new cluster, but I could maybe put it there. We'll see. I want to put a spider in my spider web, so I'm going to use these wood pieces. I just also got these at the dollar store. Again, I think it was, well, I think this one might have been Dollarama, not Dollar Tree, but I don't really remember. What else could I put? How about instead of that heart, I put another wood piece there. Okay, well that's weird. Oh, because I had it upside down. I'm like, why is the exclamation mark upside down? No, it's not. Okay, there we go. That's cute. And then do I want a little wood piece down here as well? Probably. What should I put? Should I put another spider web or should I put a kitty cat? No, I don't like the cat. How about a bat? Yeah, that's okay. I'll do that. Okay, so I'm just going to glue those down with a little bit of the wet glue again. And there are a ton of holiday themed cut files in the shop. If you want to go over there and check them out, there's a lot. If you do like an October daily, there's a lot of like fall and Halloween, but a lot of fall stuff too. A while back I did one with the Polaroid quad cut file, which I really loved, and then there was a fall version. I think I'm going to use that one on something too. It was so pretty. I love those Polaroid looking frame things. So we got some wood veneer on our layout as well. And then I think I'm going to just add a little bit of enamel dots for like some sprinkles at the end. I think I'm just going to save this heart as well and just tuck it into my scrap pocket there. And I think the pumpkins on here are kind of more of this peachy orange, so I'm going to use that for my embellishing. So I'm going to start with a big one, go down to a medium size. Oops. That dry? That was not dry. It just popped right off. Okay, there we go. And a little one. I think I'm just going to put on the outside of the kind of page there, and then up here I think I might just go with some, I'm going to do a like medium sized one and then a couple of small ones because it's kind of a tiny cluster, this one. There we go. And then over here I'm going to do again a large one just by, should I put the large one by the spider? And oh, I like it better by the pumpkin. Uh-oh. Don't rip my cut file. There we go. This one I'm going to kind of put it closer to the spider, and then I'm going to put a little one up here. Okay, so I have my photos, journaling, title, date, and embellishing. So I think that is everything for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.